Coming up, we join Tzu Chi volunteers in Mozambique as they visit the expansion site of the future Tzu Chi office. And Tzu Chi volunteers in Indonesia visit the elderly in Jakarta to bring them some laughter and joy. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee-Shioda. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's programming in Mozambique as the Tzu Chi office is planning to expand. Utilizing the land of nearby fields and an empty egg factory, volunteers plan to build a Jing Si Hall, a community cultivation ground, a kindergarten, and even a free clinic center. Tzu Chi's construction assessment team from Taiwan has traveled to Mozambique to further understand the situation at hand. The team also visited an elementary school and assesses the possibilities of building extra classrooms for that school. Tzu Chi's construction assessment team has arrived in Mozambique to understand the difficulties faced by the Lavala Elementary School. The classroom is too crowded for less than 10 people, but usually 70 students cram in here. The sheet metal classroom is hot and stuffy.
When the wind is very strong, there is much noise in the classroom. The children cannot pay attention in class and they also feel fearful. Sometimes they would come outside.
There are nearly 6,000 students and only 27 classrooms. It is obviously not enough. If we have the chance to help them build classrooms, we hope that we can reduce the daytime shift to the morning and the afternoon classes. This way, we can relieve their crowdedness or solve the problem of having classes outdoors.
It is during their winter break. A group of children happily follow the Tzu Chi volunteers. Without shoes, they step on the earth ground barefooted. While they might live difficult lives, they have dreams about the future.
O meu futuro é ser bombeiro. O futuro é ser engenheiro. O meu futuro é ser mecânico.
While children are seeds of love, Tzu Chi office in Mozambique is where people spread love. In Mozambique, which has been colonized by Portugal and troubled by civil war, people have become distant. However, people feel close here. Tzu Chi's construction assessment team heads to Tzu Chi office's future expansion site, which is an empty egg factory.
The factory is owned by an association and we need the approval of every member. Therefore, the negotiation took up much time. They've come to understand that Tzu Chi does charity work. In the future, we hope we can have our Jing Si Hall as well as a kindergarten. Since there are many children here, education is very important. We can even build a free clinic center.
The paddy fields are also the future expansion sites of Tzu Chi office.
The ground is very flat. Therefore, there should not be difficulties in construction. After we look at the aerial picture taken by the satellite and conducting on-site assessment, we can start to draw our blueprint.
We finally come to the cool cultivation site, which is under the mango trees. Tzu Chi volunteers have been leading the local volunteers to learn Buddhist teaching here for 5 years. As there are more than 4,000 local volunteers this year, Tzu Chi office will expand. After that, the volunteers will be able to do more to spread love to different corners of Mozambique. Continuing our programming with stories coming out of Mozambique. During the mission of Tzu Chi's construction assessment team in the country, they saw some children on their journey that caught their attention. The local kids made their own toys out of plastic bags and rope. The way the children made their own toys surprised the team from Taiwan, but it is actually pretty common amongst the children without any means to purchase such items.
Seeing the volunteer, the boy showed his only toy. When I asked him, "What's your dream?" I didn't get an answer because he said that he has nothing and he didn't know what his dreams are.
Você ter dinheiro, há de querer comprar o que para brincar com ele? Roupa. Comprar brinquedo, comprar livro. Qual é? Comprar Bola.
Quem faz essas bolas?
These children who raise their hand know how to make a ball with plastic bags. I ask them what they play usually. They say they like to play balls. Ask them what the balls are made from. They say plastic bags. She's saying long time no see. I say yes, long time no see, but our promises haven't changed. It's not like everything can be finished after a night's sleep. It takes some time. She said yes, of course, good things are worth waiting for. She has invited all of her brothers and sisters from church to be Tzu Chi volunteers, so we're very curious when we pass by here today. We give selflessly because love is priceless. Everyone agreed that love is priceless, so they are very willing to be a volunteer. Then we mentioned that we need to help our neighbors and we need to love the land and the village. The great love keeps their heart rich and continue their lives in this land with our resources.
After Cyclone Idai, many affected residents in Mozambique's Tika still live in tents where there is no running water or electricity. To help, Tzu Chi plans to build a DaAi village there, giving affected residents a more permanent dwelling. As the construction assessment team visit to conduct their survey of the land, many local residents quickly come forth to send their thanks to Tzu Chi and Dharma Master Zhen Yan.
5 months after Cyclone Idai, this small town still has 500 households living in tents. Villagers were all excited to see Tzu Chi's construction assessment team arriving here. A single mother, Gina, carried her twins and rushed to the front to ask volunteers to send her thanks to the master.
We really want to meet Dharma Master Zhen Yan and give thanks to her personally. We want to give her our most sincere respect because she has helped us the most during our hardest time.
Following Gina to the tent she lives, there are only a few daily necessities. This little space is the temporary home for her and her children.
Como está a saúde do bebê?
Bebê está bem, só que esse aqui estava com febre, se febre passou.
Comeu o quê?
Feijão com verdura.
At the simple kitchen in front of the tent, the family cooked a pot of beans with some vegetables they planted. With the rice donated from charity organizations, this will sustain a family of 5 for 2 days. Augusto used the construction materials from Tzu Chi to dig a well to water his vegetable garden, which he planted with the seeds distributed by Tzu Chi.
My life right now begins from zero. I am very glad to receive these seeds, but I also worry that if I use them all, I can't plant again in the future.
In fact, water is not the only problem here. Their knowledge of agricultural technique is also a major issue. They don't know you don't really need to buy new seeds for some of the vegetables.
Can we do anything for all these households? There's nothing here besides the land. We plan to organize the village so they can take care of each other. One other thing that's important is to solve the problem of water and electricity. How can we arrange enough water and electricity for them daily and have a thorough plan? We hope to solve this problem and their needs.
They hope the new Great Love Village can be established soon so they no longer need to struggle for a living.
Experiencing the same type of natural disaster as those in eastern Africa, the survivors of Typhoon Morakot in Tainan, Taiwan have been living in the Great Love Village in Yujing ever since. After receiving Tzu Chi's assistance, many residents have improved their life and also gained awareness for protecting the environment after listening to the master's teachings. Next, let's meet the Lee brothers who live in one of the 26 permanent houses in the Yujing community and see how they have started to plant trees and do recycling near the reservoir.
Yujing Great Love Community is the third batch of permanent houses Tzu Chi built in the aftermath of Typhoon Morakot.
This place looks like a heart-shaped area. This is Great Love. We want the affected residents to have permanent houses.
The affected residents in Dongsan District and Changhuangken moved into the 26 permanent houses on a heart-shaped land. For Li Xuezhen and his family, moving into the new house makes them feel down to earth.
We won't fear the rain anymore.
Whenever they return to their old house in Guanshan, the two brothers can remember the scenery on the mountain. In the past, the families of the two brothers lived in neighboring rooms. There are still furniture and kitchenware in the house, but this place has become abandoned.
Of course, I miss the old house. I've lived here for more than 50 years, and I'm attached to the place. However, there's nothing I can do. We cannot live here, as it is dangerous.
For the past 40 years, they planted bamboo shoots in the forest. They rely on the mountain until Typhoon Morakot struck the area.
After the flood caused by Typhoon Morakot, the mountain has become barren. Therefore, I started planting trees. The master said that the mountains need to recuperate. Since we are here, we do our best to conserve the resources for our future generations.
On his way going down the mountain, Li Xuezhen will collect recyclables near the Nanhua Reservoir. He recycles many pesticide bottles.
Some shop owners say that no one recycles glass, so they are throwing it into the river. I said, you can't do that. Before you throw it away, press them together, and I will collect them. In the past, as we drank water, we saw these items that do not disintegrate. Just by looking at them, you will know they should be recycled.
The residents no longer fear heavy rains. The Yujing Great Love Community is their sweet home, giving them hope for life. In the past, he did not know much about Buddhism. However, Li Xuezhen started listening to the master's teachings and joining study groups. He was also certified as a Tzu Chi.
The master said that we cannot pray for blessing. We must cultivate our own blessings. We then realized that. In the past, we did not know that.
Most importantly, he nurtured his wisdom and applied the master's teaching in life. This is the biggest change I see in him.
Being content with what they have, the Lee brothers now plant ginger near the community. They have come to realize that adversities can be meaningful, as things will only get better. We
begin the second portion of our programming in Indonesia, where Tzu Chi volunteers care for seniors in nursing homes in Jakarta. Due to these regular visits, the nursing home seniors have begun to see the volunteers as family. The joy and cheerfulness the volunteers bring each time have given the seniors something to look forward to.
Despite many seniors' mobility problems, Tzu Chi volunteers surrounded them and sing cheerful songs. They also brought the seniors to do exercises.
Maksudnya mereka kan setiap bulan ada tuh nyanyi-nyanyi bareng, terus ngobrol-ngobrol, sharing-sharing. Ada juga pasien kita yang mereka bantu gitu.
We also share some patient stories. We hope to bring them joy because they need our care and our love for each other.
Kepada seluruh umat ya. Dan juga semua makhluk hidup.
Volunteers not only cheer them up mentally, this grandpa has just gone through a surgery and is trying hard to rehabilitate. Volunteers' medical subsidies have helped him to be healthy again.
Penting kita sehat dulu, bisa aktivitas dulu, nah baru ini bisa sembuh dulu.
Terima kasih, terima kasih.
At Bandung, night Tzu Chi volunteers visit the nursing home regularly. These grandpas and grandmas have abundant energies and they sing songs one after another.
They miss us a lot because we volunteers have treated them like our parents. We have deep connections.
Rasa rindunya juga bisa tersalurkan.
Volunteers gave seniors massages, chat with them, and cut hairs for them. The nursing home staff can feel the seniors' good mood.
Kedatangan dan kehadiran
volunteers' cares are a great comfort to them. It has given them power to live their everyday lives.
Hari-hari di usia lanjut mereka.
Volunteers went into the community to care for seniors and to make society warmer.
In the United States, when new immigrants face new living conditions and high standard of living, they often spend more time earning a living, and therefore they may choose to sacrifice spending time with their children. Oftentimes, this is the practice for new immigrant Chinese parents in the United States. Thus, the alienation between parents and children increases. To close that gap, Tzu Chi volunteers set up a parent and child class to help those who face these problems. 8th Avenue in Brooklyn was a place of residence for Cantonese new immigrants 30 years ago. But in the past 20 years, many new immigrants from Fujian have lived together.
8th Avenue has become the largest settlement of Chinese in New York City.
There are many children who are new immigrants living in Brooklyn. I hope we can bring Tzu Chi's education concepts in.
In the community of the 8th Avenue, most of the residents are new immigrants from mainland China, which is a high proportion.
你是第一个来 ，OK， 陈奇斌，等一下哈。好，我是
I came to USA from mainland China in September 2010. Basically, new immigrants live in Brooklyn because most of people from Fuzhou came to USA for the purpose of making money in order to give the family members to have a better life.
个幸福的家。
Because the new immigrants come here for a living, they need to work. Therefore, after they get married and have children, usually a lot of the children are sent back to China and raised by grandparents.
Chinese grandparents love their grandchildren. They love them very much. The grandparents will give everything the children want. Therefore, the children become reliant on them.
Children became spoiled in China. When they came back to the U.S. at their school age, their parents found they became really difficult to educate. But after the children joined the Tzu Chi parent and child class, they have learned about filial piety and how to respect each other. We teach the children with gratitude, respect, and love.
用感恩、尊重、愛教育小朋友成長。
Since 2015, U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers have established a parent and child class in Brooklyn, New York. There were only 5 students at the beginning, but now there are more than 60 students. Some parents will even come to volunteer in class. Moreover, the parents not only feel the growth of their own children, but their own as well, in that they have become different because of their volunteering in the parent and child class. My daughter is in the Chinese class here. She is 5 years old. After coming to class here, she learned to be grateful. She also learned how to be accommodating to others and how to be helpful to parents and the grandparents.
My son was very young, just a few months old, when he started class here. He doesn't know much, but at least he knows the Jing Si aphorism now.
I think Tzu Chi is a very good organization. I actually learned a lot from being here. Because as a mother, many times you are relearning things as well. Seeing the growth from my daughter, I've also learned a lot from her.
I started come here like around 2015 and started volunteering at 2017. It's fun for me to stay here and it's helped me to learn how to manage stuff.
My son Andy was born in August, and I sent him back to China when he was 8 months old. Before, he didn't talk to me much, but now both of us interact with each other very well. From the time I started doing things at Tzu Chi, he saw my changes. Then slowly, he also changed. He learned to respect adults and is not as rude as before.
In China, the grandparents are likely to spoil the children. What the kids want, they give it to them, and the child is used to that.
My personal thinking is that being with your children is very important. Some parents, it's not that they don't want to spend time with their children, it's sometimes life circumstances which don't allow that. Me personally, besides working, I might have ignored her at times, but in Tzu Chi, I can be here with her and spend some time together.
I hope that my child will be a person who will be filial to the parents and will pay respect to others. This way, when they are in public, they will show respect to others as well.
To celebrate the auspicious lunar 7th month, Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia hosted several blessing ceremonies in different parts of the country, hoping to promote vegetarianism ideals to more members of the public. We will leave you with these images at the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.